everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. Fresh off of my rant, I know, but damn it, I need to get some more games in. I need to get some battle reports in, and I can't think about anything else because I'll just end up punching holes in walls or something. Anyway, this is battle report number 22. This is a 2,000 point battle. 'Tis I, Lord Tremendous of the Thousand Suns, versus Gnome Runner of the Orks. And this is a good buddy of mine. He wants to throw his greenskins at me, and I am more than obliged to shoot them off the table. Because, you know, we're equal opportunity murderers. Anyway, this is a this is a skin in the teeth type of game, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how it goes. Here's my list. The Thousand Sons are tremendous. I have Ahriman as my warlord. He's got the Black Staff of Ahriman, a frag and crack grenade, and an Infernal Bolt pistol. My second HQ choice is the Sorcerer on a Disc. He's got a plasma pistol, and he's got a force sword. That's it. That's all I need. He's got a plasma pistol. I mean, I don't even know why I bother with a sword. Picking off my troop choices, I have 10 Zangors with auto pistols, chain swords, and an Instrument of Chaos. Then I got a unit of 10 Rubric Marines with 8 Infernal Bolters, a Soul Reaper cannon, and the Sorcerer has a Force Staff and an Infernal Bolt pistol. I have 10 more Rubric Marines with 8 Infernal Bolters, a Soul Reaper cannon, with the Sorcerer having a Force Axe and a Warp Flame pistol. And then I've got my high damage unit, 9 Rubric Marines, Zinch's number, with 8 Warp Flamers, with the Sorcerer having a Force Sword and Warp Flame pistol, and they're inside of a Chaos Rhino, and all I threw on that thing was a Combat Bolter because it's just a crunchy shell that holds all the goodness. And for some reason, I'm still taking 5 Scarab Occult Terminators with 3 Infernal Combat Bolters, 4 Power Swords, a Soul Reaper Cannon, and the Sorcerer has a Force Staff and an Infernal Combat Bolter. And of course, I have my Renegade Knight, Lord Tremendous. Oh yeah. He's got Titanic Feet, he's got a Rapid Fire Battle Cannon, ×2, that's right, there's 2 of them on there, and 3 Heavy Stubbers. That's right, there's 3 of them on there. It says so in the narration. That's gonna do it for my list. I actually got my opponent's list, so you want to see what he took? Pause it whenever you'd like. It's awesome. Here's deployment, and I know I'm screwed. Look at all the damn planes! On the right, there's 3. In the middle, there's 2. He's got a big-ass robot on the left side, a couple of trucks, some lunatic on a bike. Oh, my God! I saw it, and I was like, oh, damn. So I wasn't sure if I was going first or not, but I knew I wasn't going forward. So everybody, as you can see, is hugging my backfield. I put the Zangors way over to the right, hoping to pull some guys. And I don't know if it worked or not. He did put 3 planes over there, but where else was he going to put them? I got 2 big units, or my 2 big units of Rubric Marines in the middle, behind the terrain, just trying to hide. We're playing a kill game, so it's all kill points, slay the warlord, first blood, and breakthrough. That's how you get points in this game, so I'm really scared. I got Ahriman in between the 2 units just so he can't get shot right away because I don't believe Orks have invented snipers yet. But there's like no cover on my side of the table. I did not get to choose sides. I'm epa-screwed. So, yeah, this should be interesting. On the left there, I've got my Rhino full of Rubric Marines with Warp Flamers. I don't know what they're going to go after, but I'll find something. I got my Sorcerer on a Disc right next to Lord Tremendous, who's all the way in the back corner, and I'm just praying I get to shoot before whatever that big metal psychopath thing is. I think it's a Gorkanaut. I think that's what it is. It's in his army list that's posted, so you probably know better than I did because I didn't look at it before I started a report. But that's it for deployment. I'm scared to death. Here's top one after movement, and I got to go first, and like hell I was moving. No chance. Everything stays back. I didn't even want to move up the Dame Zangors, because I want to make sure those stupid planes couldn't get behind him and drop their, mortal wounding bombs on a 4-up, because, hey, they paid 120-something points for him, so of course they deserve to have those things, right? So pretty much everything stays right where it's at. My Terminators come down on the left side there, up near the Gorkanaut model. It's kind of hard to see them. They're stuck behind the terrain at this angle, but you can kind of see them sticking on the left side. They're about 9 inches away from this thing, a little bit more, which is, per the rules. And that's it for my movement. I saw no reason to come forward. In the psychic phase, I got prescience off on Rubric Marines. I figured, why not? I have no idea why I cast this. Nothing's in range, but I cast it because, you know what, I'm dumb. Then my Terminator Sorcerer is able to get Smite off on the bucket thing and does a single wound to it. Hey, it's got to start somewhere. In the shooting phase, my Terminators open up on Bucket Face and are able to put 3 wounds on him. Given the amount of dice I threw at this thing, 3 wounds seems fair, but it was not easy to wound this thing at all. I think it was like toughness 7, and then Lord Tremendous opens up on it, and I couldn't stop wounding. I do enough wounds to kill the thing. I don't think it explodes, and I don't think there was some guys inside of it, but I don't think either of them die. I think they end up inside the thing with the big exhaust pipes on it, the terrain right next to it there. So I'm not going to be able to charge them with my Terminators or anything like that, but I got first blood. I blew up a big scary robot thing with my big scary robot thing. This was good for morale right here. With no assaults or anything like that, here's bottom one after movement. And as you can see, the Grot Air Force comes in screaming. 2 of those airplanes come right after my Rubrics. He couldn't get close enough to fly over them, but he could get close enough to shoot the hell out of them, so that's really going to suck. The other 3 go after the Terminators. Like, I was really surprised he diverted that much of his air power into the Terminators, but with his war boss and everything like that inside the thing, now that he's outside of his can, I guess that makes sense. One of his trucks comes up with his big mech, I think, in the buggy, right in between the 2 trucks, just to kind of make it so I couldn't shoot at him, and at the same time give both the trucks his 5-up, I think, from his force field thing, his custom force field, and that's pretty much it for movement. We kick off the Ork shooting phase, and the airplanes open up on the Terminators and are able to kill one, which, given the amount of shots that they just put into the Terminators, I'm impressed they survived with only 1 casualty. Rubric Marines don't fare quite as well. The first airplane opens up on the closest unit, and 2 of the Rubrics die. And then I think the truck, or maybe one of the other airplanes, something shoots at the Rhino and puts like 9 wounds on it. 8 or 9 wounds. I was like, holy hell! And then I believe one of the other airplanes fires at the Rhino and finishes it off. It cracks it open, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everybody survives! But they're outside of their crunchy shell, so they're still pretty crunchy, but we'll see what happens. The Rhino does explode and does 2 mortal wounds to the only thing in range, which was my Sorcerer on a disc. Yeah, I just didn't see it coming. Should've. That was foolish. And then to finish off the shooting phase, the other 2 aircraft fire at the Terminators, including his characters inside the terrain over there, and finish off the last 4. So my Terminators get melted off the board. I was wrong earlier. The one that killed one was the first aircraft. That kind of sucked. Actually, that really sucked. That brings us over here to top of 2 after movement. It's going to be a ranged game, and my guys come forward. My Rubric Marines shoot forward to try to get in range, to try to burn up that airplane, because apparently it's way up in the air, but not so far that I can't hit it with a flamethrower. Whatever. And, my Rubiks up front move up to get into the terrain and open fire on the airplanes as well, because I want to get rid of them as soon as possible. My Zangors move in such a way that it'll be difficult for my opponent to fly one of them over the Zangors and do the mortal wound bomb thing, but not impossible. But it'll put them in an inconvenient place, so hopefully he rolls poorly and not too many Zangors die, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, the Sorcerer comes up to try to cast some spells on the disc, and that's really it for movement. In the magic phase, psychic phase, I'm able to get Diabolic Strength off on the Sorcerer and the Weaver of Fate on the rubrics in front just to make their ward save a little bit better. I'm thinking maybe I can get my Sorcerer into combat. I'm going to have to roll a 12, but it's worth trying it. And if you can get in there, Diabolic Strength will help a lot. Weaver of Fate is going to help my Warp Flaming Rubric Marines survive a little bit longer, I hope. And, well, we'll see how that works out. In the second phase, Ahriman looks like he's able to do about 4 wounds to that aircraft right in front of him, probably with Smite. And maybe the Sorcerer even used Infernal Gaze. I'm not sure which one of them had it in this one. I think maybe it was Ahriman. Ahriman probably had Infernal Gaze and Smite and used it on that aircraft. Doing some damage, you know, nothing like open it up for the shots later on. So we go into the shooting phase, and the Rubric Marines up front are able... the Warp Flamers are able to blow up one of the aircraft, and the aircraft explodes because it blows up on a 4-up, and devastates everything was within 6 inches. I had no idea it blew up on a 4-up. So yeah, I lose 3 of the Warp Flaming Rubric Marines. I lose 3 of the Rubric Marines in front. I lose 3 in the back. Ahriman gets 3 wounds put on him. Thank God the Sorcerer was out of range, but holy shit. I think maybe the airplane on its right there took 1 wound. Unbelievable. So, yeah, I just did more damage to my army than my opponent has. And I don't feel good about it. I feel dirty. I need a shower. Because I'm a glutton for punishment, my other unit of Rubric Marines open up on the aircraft, doing a few wounds to it. I know it's going to blow up and hurt me again, but I still got to destroy them because I don't like the aircraft. And so Lord Tremendous, I'm on a roll, those big guns are helpful, shoots at the truck and does 12 wounds, and also shoots at the airplane and does enough wounds to destroy it, which is awesome. But the truck explodes, and then the truck exploding does a little bit of damage. I think it did like 1 point of damage to the character and maybe a point of damage to the truck behind it, but it did enough damage to finish off the airplane. The airplane explodes, killing 3 more of my Rubric Marines up front. That sucked. I think a couple of the orcs inside the truck do end up dying, and they end up getting displaced into the ruins to the truck's left. But it is what it is. At least I took out a couple of planes and a truck. I'm really enjoying that. I'm loving that I'm putting enough rounds downrange that I'm actually blowing things up. That's great. I'm not actually been having a whole lot of luck rolling the hit and wound lately, so it's nice to see that happening. But it's kind of bittersweet because I'm losing Rubric Marines like by the handfuls. It sucks. But I'm not going to stop. All the orcs must perish. So I screw up. I forgot to get a picture of bottom and 2 after movement. Kind of a lot's happening. I'm working on trying to win the game. I'm thinking, and I'm not taking pictures. I'm a dumb. I apologize. But the game does go on. So this is the shooting phase. This is when I started taking pictures again because I'm a dumb. The aircraft fire at the Warp Flame rubrics and kill 5 of them. Yeah, even with the 3-up invulnerable save, they were dropping left and right. So it is what it is. What can you do? The dice gods have spoken. You can see the one on the left there. I don't think the one on the left opened up on the rubrics as well, but I know at least 2 of them did. And that was almost enough to finish off the unit, which hurts. And then my Zangors get obliterated. Between the aircraft, one of the aircraft shoots at them, and then those guys inside the ruins that came out of the truck that blew up last turn, they unload on the Zangors. I believe they're Shudas, and I think he had 45 shots. He only needed 10, but he had 45, and they all fell down. It was disheartening. I'm going to say disheartening. Final answer, lock it in. I like my Zangors, and they were really underutilized. They were bait. I used them as bait this game. I knew they were going to go down. I planned on them going down. It still hurt to watch. I don't know what's wrong with me. On the positive side, though, look, I took a picture top of 3 after movement. Yay! Yeah, sometimes I remember. Not a whole lot, though, because, I mean, I'm playing Thousand Suns. We're not really a movie army. So we're doing our last stand against the Air Force. I'm actually very proud of my army. They've taken a lot of shots and really weathered them well. And what more can you ask for? And Lord Tremendous is still full health. He's got 72-inch range with 2 powerhouse guns. I got both my casters on the table. I've still got a mostly full unit of rubrics. Ahriman is, ready to go. I think I can still pull this off, so I'm gonna find out. The 2 remaining rubrics of the unit in front jump up on top of that terrain piece in order to just say, hear me roar. They're going to go out with a bang. The 1 remaining rubric marine from the Warp Flame unit is the Sorcerer with a Warp Flame pistol, and he moves up to look at the aircraft and say, I dare you to kill me because I miss my friends. The one on the Sorcerer on a disc, he moves over a little bit because I wanted to shoot the one on the left side with, what's it called? Smite and all that, but if it blew up, I didn't want him to take the mortal wounds and die, so I've got him about 7 inches away, and that's really it. The Ahriman and the other unit of Rubiks move up just to try to get into rapid fire range, and that's it. I'm running out of things to throw at these guys, but my confidence is still 80%. In the psychic phase, it's a little disheartening. I don't do a whole hell of a lot. I'm able to do 1 wound to the, to the aircraft on the left, 1 wound to the aircraft in the middle, and 8 wounds to the aircraft on the right with magic. So, that's awesome, I guess. It's a start. Obviously, the Sorcerer did the one on the left, on the disc anyway. The Warp Flaming Sorcerer did the one in the middle, and Ahriman and the Sorcerer for the Rubik Marines did the wounds to the aircraft on the right. So they're all at least damaged. I'll take what I can get. In the shooting phase, we open up, and I'm able to do another 6 wounds to the one on the left, another 8 or 9 wounds to one in the middle, and I do nothing to the one on the right. I should have concentrated fire. Lord Tremendous flubbed. It was really, really bad. And, yeah, all the planes are still there. I'm in a little bit of trouble. And then we go into the assault phase, and hey, I'm going to throw my guy in his bathrobes into combat with an aircraft. I was hoping that I could get some wounds through and destroy the thing. I charged. He did, I think, take a wound from his Overwatch, but he made it. And there he is. Let's see what happens. I get 3 more wounds through on him. That's what happens. It's not enough to kill him, and yes, he's going to be able to jump out of the combat and shoot up everything, so what can you do but good old disengage, you motherfuckers. It is what it is. He almost got him. So I was pretty proud of him for that one. Although he probably would have just blown him up and died horribly, it would have been cool. And it is what it is. At least I did some damage. He took none in return. Alright, so that brings us over to top of 3 after movement, and there's been a little bit, or I'm sorry, this is bottom of 3, I think. Anyway, it's one of the 3s. The aircraft, because they don't want to go off the table, all shift to our right, and they don't go very far, only at a minimum 20 inches. And that's really about it. He's got his guys inside the building in the middle there. They really can't see me. I can't really see them for the most part, but we'll see what happens there. The guys in the truck, which I think are rocket launcher guys, truck busters or something like that, tank busters. And his character on the buggy, his Big Mech on the buggy, just kind of back up a little bit. And that's really it for movement. I think he's relying on his planes to do the most of the work. We go into the shooting phase, and the first plane opens up on the Rubik Marines and drops 1 of them. So, not terrible, not terrible. The guys inside the ruins can see my Rubik Marine Sorcerer from the Warp Flamers open up on him and kill him dead, which sucks, but, I mean, I guess it's better they shoot at him than anything else. Honestly, I think that's the only thing they could see. And then another one of the aircraft open up on the Rubiks on top of the terrain and drop them both. It was probably going to happen, it just kind of sucks. It was a quicker turn, but here's top of 4 after movement, and I move my guys up on top of the terrain. I move the Sorcerer and Ahriman around the side there, because I got to take these planes out. Lord Tremendous comes out from his corner to start shooting stuff up, and that's it, because that's all I have left on the table. I'm in a little bit of trouble. In the psychic phase, damn it, my Sorcerer on a disc is able to get smite off on the closest aircraft, obviously, and does 3 wounds to it, mortal wounds, killing it dead, and thank all the gods, this one doesn't blow up. That was awesome. Honestly, I think this one needed a 6-up to blow up, and he didn't roll it. So either way, I'm just glad I didn't have to lose more models for destroying an airplane. Armand's able to get prescience off on the Rubik Marines, make it easier for them to shoot the plane down, hopefully next turn, or in the shooting phase anyway. And then with Smite, I'm able to do 2 or 3 more wounds to it, bringing it down to 5 left. So I might be able to take down 2 planes this turn. We go into the shooting phase, and Lord Tremendous is able to make up for his last shooting phase by killing 9 of the shooters inside of the ruins there in the middle. I could see him through the window. That was enough. So yeah, he opens up, and 9 of them drop, which was huge. But what was really cool is that some of one of the guns fired at the truck, and I did max amount of hits. I wounded like 9 or 10 times, and the truck wrecked. It didn't blow up, but it does wreck, and it strands all the tank buses outside. I think 1 or 2 died when the truck went down, but there's like a dozen of them, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that was awesome. So 1 less truck car vehicle thing for the Orks, and the Orks are relatively slow over there, so I'm not too worried about them for the rest of the game. Still no more assaults, so here's bottom of 4 after movement. This is going to be a very ranged game, and the 1 aircraft that's left, or the 2 aircraft that's left, I'm sorry, they take the hell off. They go past the forest, they're like, nope, we've had it, we're beat up, and honestly, at that range, they can still shoot me. The only reason I think he came close was to try to drop bombs on me. So yeah, that sucks. The guys inside the ruins stay put. The characters inside the ruins also stay put from the big can that was there top of 1 that I blew up, because yes! And then his character in the buggy, his Big Mac, he backs off and just kind of keeps everybody in his little 5-up bubble. That's it for his movement. Like I said, his planes can still reach. They fire at my rubrics, dropping 2 more, even in cover! But the dice god speaketh, and the dice gods taketh away. The remaining shooters inside the ruins get a little upset at Lord Tremendous for killing half their guys, so they come over so they can see him, they shoot back, and they get 3 wounds through on him. They will pay with their lives. Moving right along, here's top of 5 after movement, and I'm getting stupid. The rubrics come down to try to get in the range. Ahriman kind of follows suit. The guy on the disc runs over with Lord Tremendous backing him up because, again, I'm kind of stupid. I don't want to get Lord Tremendous too close to the tank busters. There's too many of them, and it's too dangerous to get that close. I'd rather him have to move and just get out of position. Plus, I can still hit him. You know, at a 7.2-inch range, I might as well use it to my advantage. No point in letting him get free shots or anything. So, I still want to kill off the shooters too. I want to finish off the planes. There's so much I want to do, and it feels like victory is right there. I've just got to take it. Plus, I want to put some wounds into the characters inside of the ruins there, because I just remembered they were there. So, that's really it for my movement. Everything else is dead. Ignore the guy on the terrain. That's Sex Panther having fun throwing his models around on the table. I never notice until we're doing a battle report. I'm like, you bastard. Well, it was bound to happen. Ahriman tries to cast a spell, and I roll Snake Eyes. I'm completely out of command points, so yeah. I end up taking... He's got 4 wounds on him now. He's almost dead. This sucks. And the spell doesn't even go off. I think it was something stupid like Weavers of Fate, too. Damn it. And then Ahriman gets Smite off or something like that, and the guy's inside the tower there, or inside the ruins there, and kills 3 of them, because mortal wounds are the ones that just keep giving to everyone. So, at least we made it up that way. Most of my stuff is out of range or can't really see in the shooting phase, but Lord Tremendous does open up a little bit on the shooters inside. I think he kills 1 or 2. I have a really, really bad shooting phase. I think I split my fire too. I might have done a little bit of damage to one of the aircraft over there, the closest one, but for the most part, I try to finish off, I try to finish off the characters inside the gray ruins with the exhaust steam pipes, whatever you want to call them, and then I do put some into the shooters. I really don't do anything to the shooters. I think maybe I kill his war boss or his warlord with this volley of shots, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that's right. So I'm going to go with that. I kill his war boss, and I feel good about that. But other than that, not a whole lot happens in shooting. And then right here, I send a sorcerer in, because there's only like 2 or 3 of these guys left, and they overwatch and they kill me. He rolled out of the box for hitting on Overwatch, and then he blew him off of the disc. Killed me dead. What can you do? It was unsettling. So that failed assault. Here's bottom of 5 after movement. And there's a little bit, not a ton. The airplanes do come over to the left just to take some parting shots. Everything else pretty much stays right where it's at. yeah, not the worst plan in the world, but what? Yeah, I really was hoping to do more damage last turn. That's it for his movement. We go into the shooting phase, and his tank busters, his shooters, something. One of his big shooters in his aircraft over there on the right are able to open up on the Rubik Marines, and they drop 2 of the guys. Not enough to finish off the unit, and I am going to pass my morale check so they stick around. So I'm totally okay with that, because remember, this is a kill points game, so I was a little worried about that. And then that's it. That's the end of the game. Kind of goes off with a sigh. I'm going to admit that right up forward. But it was a brutal, bloody game. And for a kill point game, it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. In fact, real close. And you'll see how close in just a second. Like I said, as you can see, most of the stuff is off the battlefield. You got a couple of little clusters of orks here. You got a couple of aircraft that are just about to fly off the table. And it's a little nuts. I don't know. If it had gone another turn, I might have been able to do something to him. More than likely, he'd have been able to take me out. Lord Tremendous was still healthy, but it really came down to the dice rolls at that point. My Rubik Marines were all but gone. I have Ahriman left. He's got 2 aircraft with a ton of movement. He's got a huge group of tank busters that if I mess up with Lord Tremendous, he's just going to eat them alive. So yeah, this was a solid game, and honestly, I think maybe if it went one more turn, he'd have had me. But anyway, we'll get to the recap in just a second, because this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So as you guys all saw, my army looks great. Well, the painted models look great. The unpainted models don't look great, and either do yours. So if you are playing with unpainted models, and because you're lazy, because you don't have the skill, because you just don't want to, but deep down inside, you really do want amazingly painted models, do what I did. Contact Big Tom. Send him an email. It's right there. It's in my description. It costs you nothing to send him an email. Say, hey, I've got this. I'm looking for that. What can we do? Come to a deal with him and have models that look awesome on the table. Quit being ashamed of fielding your unpainted, naked, ugly models, and finally have some pride in your army. Not just because you're good with it, because it looks good when you play with it. Trust me, send him an email. You won't regret it. Tell him Tremendous sent you. So, in the end, it was a draw for Lord Tremendous. 6-6, which, honestly, the way the game was going, I thought he had won. And in the end, the fact that it was a draw, both of us were okay with it. I think, honestly, I think we were both tired. I got first blood when I killed his bucket thing. I think it was a Gorkanaut. And I killed 5 of his units. He killed 6 of mine. I only had 3 left, and I have a total of 9. So, yeah, 6-6. Unbelievable. And you know what? I gotta be honest, my opponent fought incredibly well. I gotta be honest, fighting up against Orks is probably my favorite matchup. It's just fun. They got so much personality and stuff like that. It's enjoyable to go up against them and you know, shoot them in the face. There's just so many faces to shoot. I might have to start an Ork army. I'm not gonna lie, I'm already kind of starting an Ork army. It happened way after this game, but this definitely kind of caught my attention. I just like it. My Rubiks took a hell of a beat in this game, and honestly, I don't think there's any other infantry out there that could have taken it, short of maybe a whole bunch of Terminators like they did, and I'm very proud of my army. Lord Tremendous, once again, carried me through this game. He did have a couple of rounds of shooting where he did terrible, but when he actually hit and wounded real well, that was unbelievable. When he took out a plane and the truck in the same turn, yeah, couldn't have asked for a better round of shooting. So, if only it happened every round, maybe I'd have won this game. But I'm whining. I think maybe I'm kind of slowly learning how to deal with flyers. I mean, maybe it was just the fact that there were 6 of them on the table and I was able to kill 4 of them made me feel good about that, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm getting my head around flyers. Anyway, It was hard for my army to deal with the horde. It was a lot of flyers, a lot of armor, and then there was like 20 little infantry guys popping out of all of them. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I can't imagine a whole lot of armies have a lot of, could easily have dealt with this list. I love the conversions in the Ork army, the truck, the boys, the airplane, a lot of really, really cool stuff. And yeah, Ork jets are still overpowered and undercosted for what they do. I'm perfectly fine with them being the, you know, airplanes of doom that they are, but you should definitely have to pay more than 127 points for them. It's just ridiculous. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they'll change up the points. They'll probably make them cheaper, but it is what it is. It's still fun. This was a really great game, though, against a really great opponent. I enjoyed the hell out of this. And honestly, even though I thought I was losing the whole game, I was still having a blast. Really can't wait for the rematch. I'd love to see what he throws up against me next. He's got this little tank army that I can't wait to see. And yeah, this was entirely too much fun. But that's going to do it for this one, guys and gals. Battle Report number 22 is officially in the history books. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.